What's up, guys? This is Heis, and today we're going to play Railroad Corporation 2. Special thanks to the developers who shot me a Steam key for the game. Though they did not provide me any talking points review, they didn't sponsor the video, but special thanks to them. So this is just going to be an honest review of the game and a little bit of a fun gameplay. I started playing through the campaign a couple days ago, not for content if you can believe it, and I am immediately falling in love with this game. I've played the original game, Railroad Corporation, and we've played it on some live streams, Leighton and I going head-to-head, and it's a fair amount of fun. But, oh my goodness, the improvements that they have made over the original game are already so exciting. I don't have a ton of time in the game yet, but and I haven't learned all of the new mechanics that there are, but I wanted to get a playthrough rolling because this is genuinely just very fun. In the original Railroad Corporation, you'd be spawned with a station and in some town, and you had to work from that. And the station buildings were just in the center of town, and town would rearrange itself to fit the station, which, you know, for a top-down kind of game mechanic was fine enough. But this time, we could see we've got the town of Pasadena. I don't think it's actually this snowy there, but that's fine. All the worlds are generated, and, you know, they used real town names and all that, but we can build our office here. So, okay, we're in Pasadena and we have coal. Great. So we got to build train stations and move stuff. So we've got a coal mine here. I chose this city because just down the road there's a steel mill which needs coal and iron ore, and that's a bigger town, so we can also run passenger trains. But the cool thing is we can build a station and you put it wherever you want, and you rotate however you want it as well. And you can see that there's expansion space for it to get a fair amount more tracks. In the original game, you could only have 3-track stations, and the coolness factor on this is awesome. So we have to be somewhere in city limits in order for this to work, so it won't work out here, but anywhere close, it will. So we're gonna basically just shoot to aim towards the steel mill and give us a little bit of things, and you can demolish houses and all that if you want, but you know, that costs extra money and you're disrupting the town. So we're gonna try and aim this vaguely in a way that we'll be able to use the coal mine and all of that. Yes, and it's definitely 1-800 tutorial mode going on over here, but that's quite all right. This is a sandbox session. I was hoping that the sandbox wouldn't have kind of a tutorial mode, but hey, we can learn along the way here. So we're going to build our second station somewhere where, again, we can run out both ends of it. Probably over Theresville. Why not? That looks great. Okay, and then we build track. So, no, we don't want to upgrade the building. We want to build track. Oh, okay. That's adding a track at the station. So we got to go to this other menu here to make that work. And you can see the speeds are listed in kilometers an hour, and in the original game, I think 100 was the maximum, maybe 120, but now it goes up to 240. And the original game was just early Steam area stuff, and so this version with the new game appears to go quite a bit further. They have a lot of Pennsylvania Electrics and GG1s and things in the game's art. So we're gonna try and not spend a crap ton of money demolishing all of the things here, but we might have to make a cut. The track laying is very simple, so even I can figure it out pretty well, but I don't think we're going to have anything that's going to go 240 kilometers an hour, at least not in this playthrough. So I don't mind giving some slower speed curves here. The biggest thing is I'm just trying to avoid too much cutting and tunneling and any of that manner of stuff, because the expensive part about building a railroad is not actually building the track, it's dealing with all of the dirt. Or in this case, snow. White dirt, yes. Anyway, so we're going to get this all nudged in there, tie into our station, $68,000, and we had 2 million, so that's really not bad. And now, yes, so this is a huge improvement that they talk about. So you can add facilities to the station, which you could do originally. But the cool thing here is you can build a train depot in each station. Originally, in the original game, whatever your starter city was, your trains always spawned there. So when you made a map-wide network that was just absolutely huge, and say you needed to get a new train to run from Arvada, hey, that's right by me in Colorado, to Woodland, if you had to do that and your starting town was over here, the locomotive would spawn there and it would have to run across your network to those cities before it would haul anything, and it was just a huge pain. And really not fun, honestly. But now you can build the train depot into the station, and you can pick where the trains spawn. So it's just absolutely fantastic. We click the station, we click buy a locomotive. All we've got is the 080 Memnon, which I believe is a historic Baltimore and Ohio prototype, I think. Someone's going to correct me in the comments, but that is just fine. Okay, so we got to make 250 grand hauling coal. So we're going to start at Pasadena here, and we're going to load some coal hoppers. You can see that the maximum speed changes depending on how much you're hauling, and it looks like the Memnon's actually pretty strong. I can haul 7 cars. That's pretty solid, but a little slow. 33 though, I mean, to keep the speeds up, you have to haul way less. So I think we're just gonna run a big coal drag. 7 cars, load this thing all the way up, and then we go, and I can just click on the industry here, and it'll automatically add the station super quick. And you want to make sure you balance the load and unload. And then when we save that, the choo-choo will load up, and then it's gonna depart out of the station here. And it's just super neat. The little details that they've added to change this, even seeing in early access, it is so much better than the original game. So huge props to the devs. I mean, I really, really enjoyed the little that I've played so far, and I'm excited to experience a little more. And there she is. Goofy, wacky, early looking little 080 steam engine. Just a bizarre little thing. The real locomotive is kind of strange, but neat to see. And of course, this being a game that's top-down, very management-esque, we can stare at the models from afar, and that's that. But even then, it still looks very neat seeing the weird canted cylinders and all that. It might have been. I'm gonna do some research real quick because I'm curious. Okay, as we see it chuffing along here, I did look up a couple of pieces of information, and goodness, I actually remembered it right. It is a Baltimore and Ohio steam locomotive. It is an 080. It only weighed 23.5 tons. It had 8,500 pounds of tractive effort, so it's an itty-bitty little choo-choo. And it was built in 1853. Ancient locomotive. They retired it in the late 1800s. Let's see exactly. Where is it in this article? 1853 it was rebuilt, and 1884 it was renumbered, and then it was withdrawn from service in 1892. 1892. That is before Rio Grande Southern number 20 was built by 7 years. They retired this thing. That's how old it is. So a very fun early steam locomotive for the early part of the game. That's the only locomotive we have available right now because we don't have a research department set up. And these are some of the many things that you can do in this game. It's got a lot of different fun mechanics. Researching finances, lobbying, for getting laws to be your way at each city, and then geology as well, which I don't know. Let's see, allows the committee to obtain land rights. Oh, that's a new mechanic. That's going to get interesting to look into. But we want to build a research department here, so we can see all of the stuff here, blah, blah, blah. We'll install that, and we can take a look down the list here of what we can do. So, we start out with the Memnon. We get a couple different 440s, which is neat that there's 2 different ones by different builders. And goodness, those are just gorgeous looking locomotives. And then, goodness, it goes on from there. We got a Mason. We've got a Mogul 260. A very nice looking 10-wheeler. It looks like Sierra number 3, if I had to guess. A 280. I was wondering if they would do that for this game. This is one of my favorite stupid little things about the old game. The 280 they had in the original game was a model of the Denver and Rio Grande Western C18, which is a 3-foot gauge engine that they scaled up to fit on the track. And so it's absolutely giant, and it would clip out the top of the station buildings. And it looks like they still have the same prototype, but maybe the model's different this go around. They've got a Mastodon, all kinds of fun steam engines, and then we get into electric locomotives. So we've got a bipolar and a GG1. I imagine that they're going to be adding more as early access continues, because this is, I think, a couple less locomotives than the original game, or a very similar amount to the original game. But with electric infrastructure and everything being such a commodity, and game strategy for this game, I would imagine that we're going to get more in that front as time moves on. But anyway, so we need to have scientists do these research projects, and you can really make each locomotive better. In the old game, some of the locomotives were geared for very specific things. The Memnon specifically was a little bit later in the old game, but it started with even earlier, smaller, stupider locomotives, which always made it a little interesting. But you can really change how the locomotives work with giving them more tractive effort, how much they can pull, all that stuff, and then reliability and repairability and all that, because there are failures and everything in the game. So I think we're going to want to start with maximum tractive effort because, you know, we want more stuff. So we got to assign some scientists. We don't have any. Originally, you would have just up to 10 scientists and you could just assign them willy-nilly. Now you have to actually hire them, which is kind of an interesting mechanic. And they have different little things about them. So this guy's cheaper, but he makes moguls more expensive, and we don't have one. So we'll just hire and assign him for the job. And then let's see, we don't have a Mason, so that guy's a little expensive. And we don't have a Patterson 440, so we're just going to hire Mr. Jimenez, probably, if I had to pronounce. Shrug. Anyways, we'll hire and assign him, start the research. It's really cool. Your scientists have to be specific to the project, and it's not just a strange amount. They've actually updated things there. It's actually pretty cool. And it looks like we can still upgrade the science department, research department, and get some more science and all that. So I'm on the science team. So very fun. So we're slow. We've made 8750. That's it on the first thing. So I think we're going to want to up our capacity here a little bit. So this is where things get pretty neat. And some of the little tooltips and the quality of life is actually really nice here. One of the biggest pains in the butt about the original game was that laying track and making parallel tracks and junctions was just a chore. It was not fun. The logic was a little strange. And once you got the hang of it, you could kind of understand it, but it was really just a frustrating mechanic. And this is so much better now. If I hold Alt, pow, we're going to make a parallel track, and it'll just keep it right there. You can make the junction tracks really long and quite sharp as well, depending on what you want to do. We're not going to be anywhere near that speed, so we'll just go 100. And rather than going into any specific extra modes or button presses, you just hold Alt, you want parallel tracks. Congrats. It's absolutely fantastic. And, oh my god, you can actually have diamond crossovers now. You couldn't have those in the original game, and that made making really complex junctions very frustrating. So there we go. We'll confirm that. We build a second track. Just that easy. The quality of life that they've added in this game compared to the original is amazing. And then, of course, signaling as well. This was one of the biggest frustrations in the original game. The logic of the trains was just so bad sometimes. And now it's so straightforward. One-way signals, great, pow pow, that track's set. I don't have to worry about putting signals down and then setting the traffic of the track. I just put those couple signals down, and look, now we're going to be able to have dual running. We had enough money that I probably could have double-tracked the whole thing, but we're going to be a little bit prototypical and have just a passing track in the middle, save a little money. We're going to get another train. Kapow. I think actually if I clicked on the locomotive, I probably could have copied its route, but oh well, we'll just get this set up. So we've got locomotive. Where did he go? There it is. Okay, so we're going to add a waypoint at Pasadena. And once you've started the waypoint mode, now I can go and say, okay, well, I want to get all those guys, and then I want to dump them off there. Okay, and then kapow. Now we're going to have 2 trains running on this track. And unfortunately, there's still no traffic that I can bring back because Pasadena only demands grain. And we do not have grain at Glendale. We have passengers, but that's it. Green is supply. The kind of orangish color, orange-red, is demand. So very quickly here, we're going to fill up the steel mill, and it won't produce any products until it gets its other commodity. So we need to get some iron ore into the fold here, and it looks like there's some over at Bryan. Now the question, do we build a junction or just run through the station? That's a challenging thought here. I don't know what I want to do. Let's see. Oh, hang on. Glendale wants coal, and we'll get some money. It's a contract. Okay. At Glendale. Where's Glendale? Which we can click there. Oh! We're already running that route. You love to see it. Okay, yeah, that's free real estate, literally. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll go to this train, we'll go to Pasadena here, and we'll just get rid of those bits of coal, and then we'll give those bits of coal. Pow. Just that simple. We're going to get that contract going, get an extra $100,000. It is fun. They really changed the scale of the economy as well. You would almost never have $1 million in the original game, and this game you've started with 2 million, so it's actually pretty cool. Okay, so too close to a junction, we can't do that. It's probably a logic thing, but if we go far enough away, we'll do that. So I think I'm gonna save myself a little track building cost and not run through the station, and we'll figure out how to make a kind of junction there as we run over to Bryan, which is all the way out there. But it looks like it's relatively flat and straight here, not much cutting. Oh, I didn't build a station first. I'm used to the original game where you didn't have to build the station, you just connected to the city and that was that. But being able to place the station wherever the heck you want is so much of a better quality of life thing. That's actually really cool. So we'll stick the station over here, and then we will tie it in to our rail line over there. Kapow. A little bit of an S-curve. That's fine. We're not the ES&D, we're the Northern Railroads. I wonder, can we change that? There's probably a setting to change that somewhere, but anyway. So we've got that, and I could build the train out of Pasadena, or I could add another facility at one of the other stations. And I think Glendale, it's where the drop-off of the iron ore goes. So this isn't 100% ideal, but it's going to be the bigger city. It's probably where I'm going to have more routes. So, oh goodness, that's $500,000. Ooh. Okay, there is the challenge there. Okay, so we'll just build a Y, and we'll save the money, and we'll spawn the train in there. So you do have the flexibility, but it does cost a fair bit to have that flexibility, which is a fun mechanic, honestly. We're gonna have 3 trains, so I'm gonna want to have some more signals intermediate here, so we can have a couple more blocks going. And then the nice little UI elements to tell you what the heck the signals are doing is actually really helpful for logic, because sometimes you'd sit there staring at a train going, what are you doing, in the original game, and it was just a colossal pain in the butt. So this is a lot nicer. That said, with the way that we've got this junction set up, we're going to need some signals here, so we're going to go for 2-way signals, which allow traffic both directions, facing and passing. Interesting. Do you only... That's strange. You only get the entrance aspect, though. I wonder how that works. I've not dealt with the 2-way signals yet, but we're gonna put that there, and then that way we can have only one train occupying this whole circuit basically at a time. So I think that'll work for now. I could put another signal here, but that might cause a face-to-face move of our other guys there. So I don't know if the logic is smart enough to cope with that or not. I guess we'll find out. See if they've made a big improvement to that or not. Okay, we're gonna buy another locomotive, and we probably need to check on research as well. But we're gonna run to specifically Bryan, and we're gonna pick up as much iron ore as we can get. And oh my goodness, that's a lot heavier. So I guess we'll get the 4 cars we're gonna get, and of course it's what they need more of. That's cheeky. Okay. Well, we'll do that. We'll buy that train. Honestly, I'm gonna want to have probably 3 with the distance, and yeah, we're gonna want like 3 or 4 of those trains. Honestly, this network's gonna get clogged pretty quick here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to build another passing track right here, and it looks like that's gonna kill the signal when I confirm this, which that's fine because I'm gonna replace it with some one-ways anyway, because that's gonna be a little better. Oh, it's shift. Keep railroad direction. Oh, so you can just build bang on straight track. That's cool. Wow. I'm really honestly pleased with what changes they've made to this game. It's so much better than the original game. Cheers, guys. Wow, what fun. Okay. So we'll tie it in there, confirm it, kapow. There we go. Got a nice long dual track runway there. Of course, the train is already on that other track, so we'll wait to do the signals there, but I've just now made everyone mad probably by getting rid of that signal, so we're gonna do one way, and we're gonna have right hand running, because that's the way that, us over here in America do it, so we're gonna do that. If I put the signal going the other way, does it instantly confuse that train? Yes, it does. Well, that's kind of to be expected. So we will just... Oh, I can set that to two-way for now. Oh, that's genius. That's really nice. I like that. Yeah, how cool. They've thought of a lot of cool things. This game has been coming soon for quite some time, and to see that the changes in the time waiting was worth it is just fantastic. Okay, so we're also probably going to want to end up, as much as I was like, prototypical, we'll do a passing track, we're going to want to build double track all the way from there now that we've got a more complex network. What else is new? That seems to be the way it is. But I'm going to get a couple more trains running here, and we'll pick things up just in a minute. And the instant I say that, I got a notification saying that Train 1 had a malfunction, which this is interesting. I really like the way that they've changed this. So you can see that it's 99 days old, and its mileage, it's really, really run. So it's got a higher chance to have a severe breakdown. And once the condition is lowered, the locomotive has to go to a repair shop, and we don't have a repair shop yet. So yes, an important facility, as that newsletter was just telling me. We're going to add one here because it is the the destination for two of our routes. So we'll set up that guy. We've got a repair shop. And so the locomotives, one locomotive at a time can be maintained. That's great. That's similar to the old thing. Originally in the old game, you had to tell the locomotive, hey, go get maintained, and you had to really manage the maintenance on the trains. And when you started to have, 30 or 40 different trains, oh my god, it was just a headache and a chore to try and keep things maintained. It was all you ended up doing, and it was just really not user-friendly or very fun. And I want to say, in this game, just based on how am I doing, okay, I'll just go to the shop. It just does it automatically. Yes, and you can see that the wearing out intensity has increased, which is interesting because of that minor malfunction, reduces the speed, and it's increasing the fuel consumption there, which is just a neat mechanic. They've really added more penalty to the maintenance side of things when you don't maintain things, which is really cool. Before it was just, okay, it got so bad, and then it would get stuck, and it would have to fix itself, and it would block your network for like 2 or 3 minutes, and it was like, great. Now, no trains can run because this thing is a piece of crap and you didn't think about it. There was no other consequence. But now, they've made the consequences more nuanced. I believe that can still happen in the game if you don't maintain things. But you're also going to have some fleet issues there, which is actually just really cool. Okay, now actually, I'm going to keep things going, and it looks like we can get the signals going the other way on that track. So we're going to start making some things happen here. Okay, I got all the signals placed, and as well, I extended the second track here all the way up to the depot and added some more signals, and this is going to allow us to have a more dense network here. So, I want to get some more trains, speaking of, because obviously we're going to have some struggles here. Yes, start coal ore processing. We need, we also need to get clay here for that to start working. Okay, so we'll have to do that, but first I'm going to get more choo-choos to haul the iron ore so we can start making steel in the US of A. Yes. Okay, I can click the copy button, and we can pick where it's going to go, where it's going to start working from, and what locomotive to choose. And so it's just that simple. We'll just do that, and we'll get 2 more of those guys. And so we're going to have 5 trains. This network is going to become a dumpster fire very fast. So, what else is new? Anyway, so we need to figure out where can we get clay. Okay, well, let's see. We can kind of see on the map that we've got little icons of things. Super helpful. Beforehand, you had to scroll in and see the whole UI like this and look through all of the stuff. What is supplied? And now we can see the supply just from these little icons. And the quality of life in this game over the original, just stellar. So it looks like over at Port Orange, we've got a clay pit. And they, of course, also don't accept anything else. As you grow the towns and you interchange with them and get commodities and all that, it will make a bigger deal about that sort of thing. So we'll have to take a look at that. So, Train 3, are you at the shop? It's got a minor malfunction. Let's see. Is the shop going to fix it? We're refueling. I want to see what happens here. And then we're going to have to figure out how to tie in that other town. So let's see. Did not fix the minor malfunction. Okay. Settings. Oh, wow. Look at all this stuff you can do. Oh, interesting. Oh my god. Okay, so, yes, once it drops below 60, then it'll go automatically. Okay, and you can set that for the train. That's cool. So it wasn't at the 60%, that's the yellow line. That makes sense. So those minor malfunctions don't really care about. But it looks like you can... you can choose, how do you want to do? Do you want to baby your locomotives, or do you want to beat the snot out of them? That is hilarious. Okay, that is freaking awesome. What a cool mechanic. And one that, depending on the railroad, is actually a real mechanic too. Obviously, you have tractive effort and you have tonnage ratings for the locomotives, but you could run locomotives over tonnage. You'd just have the bar much further down. You would be beating the snot out of the engines. And honest to God, I mean, they've modeled that here. You use more fuel and you're beating the crap out of the engine. And it's an option, but if you need more power, you've got the option. God, that is such a fun mechanic. I am really, guys, I'm sure you can hear it and you can tell, but I am so much enjoying this. This is the coolest kind of railroad management game I have played in quite a long time. Obviously, Railroad Tycoon 3 from, oh my god, more than 20 years ago. Railroad Tycoon 3 is old enough to drink, here in the US at least, 21. But, wow, that is crazy. This is the coolest one in a while. I mean, I really did enjoy it, the first game, and I know I've been giving it a fair amount of crap and complaints, but they were things that you could kind of look past and enjoy the game. But this one, it just so much nicer. Okay, so how do we want to do this? Do we want to tie in and make a junction there, or do we want to... Oh, we can't... The steel mill's right there. We kind of pigeonholed ourselves into making a junction, didn't we? We could make that a dual direction signal, or we could just remove that signal first. Yeah, we'll just get rid of that signal. We'll do that. We'll put a two-way signal here, and then we'll put a one-way going out there. And that'll keep our directionality and allow for another train to tie in from the clay pit here. So... now the joy is, I'm gonna build the train here at that station, and then it has to run via Glendale, or we could build, I guess, let's do it. Let's build our first little guy here. Okay, hang on, what's that? Oh, interesting, you can highlight different tracks. Huh, that's cool. Okay. So normally, in the old game, I would do some silly logistical, like, OpenTTD crap, where control and scroll wheel, yet you can... What is this, the Polar Express? You could change the height, and I would build a big balloon loop up and over the other track. But, I mean, for the sake of efficiency and precision... Yeah, you could do that, and then you wouldn't have trains trying to, go across junctions and muck everything up. But now in this game, I can just do this, and this track hopefully won't get used all that often, so the 30 kilometer an hour is not a big deal. There we go, got a diamond. There's no switch models or diamond models, but again, this is a management game, and you're looking at it from up here where it's black and white lines are far enough away. It's not a detail that's hugely important, but of course the nerd in me would love to see it. But that's when you're talking about building track however you want, that makes that significantly more complicated to model. You can't just have one thing, so I'd prefer the flexibility over having those kind of models and things. So I understand why they did that. That makes sense. Okay, cool. Well, now we've got a route for that train. We're going to build our next train, get our next route, and I'm going to get some research going. We'll see in a minute. So I got some research done, got the next train running, but I want to show something that's cool. In the old game, you really could not build a track underneath a train. It would throw off all the logic, so they just said, no, you can't do it. And it was always a bummer. It's like, well, great, I can't do anything because the train's running, and you had to time when you added things in. And obviously, I just built that track with the train underneath it, basically. I'm trying to gain a little bit more space here to have double track, and unfortunately, the Y just takes up so much space. What do? because, yeah, we're going to end up having quite the clog here with this little guy over there, these trains coming this way. Well, he's waiting for him anyway. We might have to double track this whole mess, but I'm trying to get a little bit more spacing here. I guess we'll just start with this and go from there so that we can keep things rolling here. With the research, I'm trying to really just pimp out the Mason, or not the Mason, the Memnon, excuse me. I'm trying to get this engine all set up and kitted up as best I can, because ultimately, yes, we want new locomotives, but we have so many of these already. We have 5 that I want to make sure that they're good while we have them, so we can save a little cash there. So that's the plan. Okay, looks like we started making pottery here at Glendale, which is neat. We got the first delivery of clay, so we're starting to make pottery things. Stack of plates there. And this popped up and it wants us to make some money, make $500,000, but this is a neat little thing. Ooh, I'm Professor Choo Choo. I got an achievement. I guess that popped up in Steam. You didn't see it on camera, but the achievement was named Professor Choo Choo. It knows. That's funny. Anyway, use the minimap filter to find what buildings and what cities consume pottery. We're not really connected to any city that probably does, but I don't know where. And in the old game, you'd have to look around and go, okay, well, let's look at each of the cities, figure it out. It's probably going to be one of these bigger ones. But I can search. Who wants pottery? We make it there, and yes, those are the 4 cities that take it. So we could extend up the line a little bit to Shawnee, and we've already got good infrastructure through there. Maybe we'll just build through the station and connect. Or we could extend up to Murfreesboro, which, yeah, I think we're going to go up to Shawnee. So we'll, I guess we'll just leave that like that, and we'll just run right through. So I kind of want to see, does it demolish or does it move the buildings? I think it's going to move it because of the way it shows. But we'll just do that and see what happens. We'll pay the money to learn. Oh my god, they've got contour maps on the mountains? What? Come on, guys. Stop thinking of cool crap. Oh, that's spectacular. So you can actually, oh my god, you can actually route build in challenging terrain without just guesswork. Oh my god. I'm just so used to the old game that the changes in this one, a big smile on my face right now. This is just fantastic. Oh, good. Okay, so we'll get that built. There we go. Megalopolis. Connect 5 cities. There's that achievement. Okay. So yeah, oh, well, now we're going to be able to do passengers and mail as well, so I have a distinct feeling that we're going to be putting some throughput through this puppy. So we may end up upgrading this station as well, but I'm going to double track this, and then we'll get a train running on it. As well, I started the research on one of the 440s, so we'll see how that goes in just a little bit here. Okay, just so you don't think I'm just blindly praising everything, I have found one thing that I don't like compared to the original game, and it's a small thing. In the original game, it was kind of cool. You'd buy the locomotive, and then you could just click on these different commodities to pick them up and load them and automatically add it. But now that just highlights the thing, so if you played the original game, that might throw you off, because then you have to go, oh wait, I was buying a train, I have to go back and find it. You have to add the waypoints from here, as far as I can tell, which, if you didn't play the original game, no harm, no foul, no difference to you, I'm sure, but for fans of the original game, might be a smidge annoying. So this is going to have to go a long way, and goodness, you can see that we have increased the amount that we can pull by a pretty significant amount there. It's going to have to go a long way, so I don't want to drag it at like 28 mile an hour here. Kilometers an hour, sorry, but yeah. Income tax. Get out of the way. Okay. You know, interesting. Okay. So we're gonna have to pay taxes every quarter. Well, that's too realistic. I don't like that mechanic because it makes me think of my favorite 3-letter establishment over here called the Urs. Goodness. Okay, so once you've got one station, then you can click the old way. Interesting, but the original way doesn't work. So, strange. All right, but finally, we're going to have a train that's got a return cargo. So we'll be able to run passengers on the way back from Shawnee all the way to Glendale. So we've got to go back to Glendale. Let's see. Shawnee, Glendale. Okay, so we click on that, and we want to make sure we unload all the people. All the people. There we go. Perfect. So every train runs to Glendale. You know, all roads lead to Rome, and all railroads lead to Chicago, but apparently all digital railroads lead to Glendale today. All right, so we're going to be moving plates, and we're going to want to start selling steel as well. Steel. Because that's going to be a good thing. Oh, it's only consumed up in the corner at North Las Vegas. Yes, that one. So we're going to have to... maybe we can snake around the base of that mountain, or maybe we have to do the Rio Grande thing through the bumps, not around them. I mean, Rockies. We're relatively close. And San Mateo, oh, that supplies grain, and then we can bring grain to these cities that are small and get them some more supplies and grow them so that they can have passengers. I think we're going to do that. I think we're going to do a little bit of that. So we'll snake over to San Mateo. I'll see if I can snake around, which would be the smart way, but I kind of want to do an ES&D shenanigans, so we'll snake around via Woodland, I think, pointlessly. So when we start building that track, that'll be a little fun. Okay, just as I was about to start building this, we've had a pop-up here. Mr. Abner Phillips is planning to start a big construction in North Las Vegas. Oh, that's highlightable, and you can... Quality of life, guys, come on. They thought of so many cool things. They really learned from the first game. Wow, okay. So you can click and it'll take you to North Las Vegas. Let's see. Yes, lots of things. So we'll have to invest in a brickworks and then bring the raw materials. So we have to build a building. Produce the bricks, we'll need quartz. Since there's no quartz mining in the region, we'll have to set up our own harvesting. Oh, that's cool. You could always, in the original game, you could build like production type industries, like a steel mill. If you bought a plot of land in a city, you could buy the plot and then you could build the steel mill and then you could bring in the raw resources, but you couldn't make a new raw resource thing. So there's no quartz, and we have to install the geology department, and then we can look around the different plots and figure out where we could actually found a quarry. That is... Oh, God, that's cool. Okay, North Las Vegas. There's a warehouse. They want bricks. We have to build a brickworks. Let's see. Can purchase a free land for industries and build whatever you want. Choose the land sale optimal location. Oh, we must bring the bricks. So we don't need to build it there. We need to bring it there. Well, how does one make bricks? Presumably with clay. I don't know. Is there a flow chart? How does that work? Is that a thing? I'm going to do some research. Okay, this is interesting. So I just built the geology department in the office, and we can hire different levels of geologists, kind of like there's different levels of scientists as well, and they gate some things here. So some of them you can't explore, but some of them you can, and the complexity is color-coded here. And so the simple complexity, you just need a certain amount of level 1 guys, but then the more complex it gets, you need level 2s and level 3s. That is actually really interesting. Okay, so well, hopefully something on our alignment can be done. So they need 50 days. We've got to sell in some specialists, so we got to hire some folks. How about Mr. Caleb May? Why not? He makes stuff more expensive. You're not very fun. I don't like Hiram. But Calvin, he looks good. Good fellow. And Horatio. Yes. Anytime I see the word Horatio, they're exploring plot. They'll be done in about 50 days. Okay, so we'll check back in with them. Anytime I hear the name Horatio, I just think of Moonbase Alpha is an accurate simulation of light on or life on a natural satellite, because that's one of the characters in there. One of the guys named in the chat. John Madden. Anyway. That's your ADHD for the video. There it is, right there. Kapow. Okay, so science, geology, we have a thing now. Okay, we gotta figure out where we gotta put a brick factory, which we need to find an empty plot. The cities will spawn them depending on things. Shrug, probably as they grow. And some of them are empty by default. I don't see a single one so far, though. No, none of the cities we run to have an empty plot. That's annoying. A polygraph factory? Oh, it makes books. Is that the right word for that? I don't know if that's the right word for that. Anyway, I don't know if there's a way to search for empty plots. Is there? Industry lands or social lands? Yeah, search for industry lands. There's none. So we can't do that. Huh. Interesting. Purchase free land for industries and build whatever I want, so there's no... there isn't a space to build one, so we're gonna have to grow a city, I guess, so that it spawns one. Which continues with the project idea. Let's go to the grain field, get some grain trains a-rollin'. Which reminds me, I've got a stories from the shop about a grain train that I need to tell at some point, so look forward to that. It involved a grain train derailment and bears. It's not my story, it was a coworker's story of mine, and it's kind of, it's sad but also funny. So, you know, oh good heavens, we are going to have to make quite the cut to get out of here. Unless I want to go up a level. Interesting. Which you can't just build up to the height of the land, which that's a little strange, but we'll just try and get out of the, we'll cut through as quick as we can. And you can see that the soil excavation is, it's actually only like $3,400. It's not so bad. But then we're not really aimed for our other station there. So, well, we'll just snake around like this. Ka-tunk. Pow. Well, I don't like that, actually. We want to make it a little bit quicker, so we'll try and do that. Average speed of 70, that's way faster than my little Oedos can go. Okay, we're going to get some grain trains running to all these different cities and see how it goes. So one thing that maybe I'm not understanding 100%, or another thing that I find that is a little bit less on the quality of life things, and maybe it's an improvement they can make. I hope some of the devs may be watching. That would be great. Obviously, they sent me the key to the game, so they're assuming I'm making a video, I would hope. But one thing that I've noticed is that in order to buy a train, it's a little bit... Oh, we've got a 440. Anyway, sorry. In order to buy a train, it's kind of confusing because it used to be just a button, I want to say, in the first game up top, which would be really honestly kind of nice. You just click a button and then choose where. But it seems like you have to go find the station and do it. So I was like sitting over here looking at San Mateo, blah, 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 blah. Yes, we need to yes, we will do some more research. Yes, Dad. Like, if I'm looking over here, it's like, okay, well, I can't... Oh, hang on, I have to pan my camera over, and there's not a quick, like, move. Like, shift doesn't make it move faster, although if you zoom out, it moves quicker, so that's nice. But I have to go find the station, click on the station, then buy a locomotive. Holy crap. Speedy boy. The speeds are in mile an hour, but the ratings? But that's a little interesting. Units, okay. Well, yeah, okay. But it doesn't pull hardly anything. So it's a speedy boy, but not really a tonnage-y boy. What was I building? I was gonna do... Oh, that's right, I was gonna haul coal. Right. So we will buy... Oh, see, I just did it again. Old game, bad habit. There we go. Train 11. These ones go to 11. Pasadena. Load up on some coal. Oh, that's unloaded. Oh, I gotta click on the other thing. Go away. We want to load up there. And 25. Yeah, okay. These are going to be some of our first trains that don't stop at Glendale. Not all the railroads go to Glendale. Okay, so that'll start working. I've just built those 3 grain trains, so I probably build a shop here. Such that those trains get fixed because they're going to various different locations, and then Pasadena as well. That's probably smart. Let's see. Repair shop. Goodness, there's so many fun little facilities that you can add to these different stations. That's cool. There's So much different things going on here. It's really neat. But let's get a speedy boy. Speedy boy. Oh, that's right. Sorry. Must go to Pasadena. Must click by locomotive. Purchase. Okay. And I guess we'll run between. Oh, look, they've got little icons for how big the city is. That's kind of cool. Because Shawnee's are our only place. We'll make the fast mail. Why not? A mail is heavy. I guess it's hauling 2 mail cars. That is hilarious. Can it also get a passenger car? No, it can't. Maybe it's the mail train. Maybe, oh, we can't. Oh, no, we can't run mail there. They don't demand mail yet. They're not a big enough city. Well, then, we'll make it a fast passenger. And again, it's only hauling 2 cars. It's a bit of a piddly sad little choo-choo then. Well, we'll have to upgrade it. That'll make an improvement, but I think we'll beat the snot out of it. What do you think, viewers? Power limit. Set it up. Burn it down. Okay, so income tax. Well, we still have some money. Anyway, let's take a look-see at our choo-choo. Can we get more? No, that doesn't increase the tonnage rating. It just... Oh, you can overload it? Oh, no, it won't let you save it when it's overloaded. Okay, interesting. So, beat the snot out of it. Make the look at it. Huh. Power usage limit. Well, I guess that's just how fast it accelerates then. Interesting. Well, that's fine. There she is. Oh, look at you. Cute 440. I think this is the 440 that was in the first game, by the look of it. The 440, like a 440 like that is just cool. It slid a bit before it ran, and I'm not entirely certain the animation speed is the correct speed, but it's not like I've been staring at the trains that close anyway. So yeah, so we got to keep doing that. We're making negative money on pottery. That's a smidge of a bummer. Why is that? What? Why? Where's my pottery train? Have you not delivered pottery? Where is that choo-choo? Or is it struggle bussing? Okay, well, we'll take a look at our list of trains. We've got this guy who's heading to Shawnee. Let's see. Logbook, yeah, it's been running. It's not been very profitable. Okay, and it is transported 9 carriages, but it has 5? What's going on there? Oh, it's negative profit right now because it's on the way with a load. This is the one bizarre thing about this game, at least compared to the way that the railroads really work, which I think is a fair modification to make for the sake of the video game. There it is. It's that train right there. We'll copy and paste it twice. Why not? Or do we have that many plates? I guess I should ask first. We do. We have a fair amount of plates, so we'll copy it again. Bang. The odd thing, and this would screw you over royally all of the time, it was quite obnoxious in the original game, was that you have to buy the cargo. You don't just move it. You purchase it and then you sell it, which is not really at all how the real railroads operate. Obviously, they just charge you a fee to move your stuff, right? Like that's the setup. And so I think it's an okay thing to gamify. It's a little strange, but in the original game, it would totally hose you, because if you got to negative $50,000, game over, you lose, you get nothing. Good day, sir. And that was that. And it was kind of a pain in the butt because you'd get a train that they wouldn't buy the cargo if you didn't have the money for it. But you would end up with a situation where one train would buy something and then you'd get hit with a second fee, and all of a sudden you'd go from having, 50 grand in the bank to minus 50 in an instant when you're talking about a really high dollar item that was further down the supply chain. Because, obviously these things get more and more expensive the more and more they are. Oh, my 2 coal trains are... They're stuck in there because we can't give them any more coal because we're full of steel, and okay, we need to find a place to take steel. We looked for that earlier, didn't we? Yes, that was what started this whole adventure. That's why we're going to North Las Vegas. Ah, yes. Anyway, yeah, so you'd get screwed over very, very easily because these high dollar items, I mean, the price on the steel is $50,000 a piece. The plate's $34,000 a piece. So in order to buy that much material, I mean, you could just see that train is stealing my money right now. Yeah, and they gave us some money. Oh, okay, an urgent money. Look, Jasper has sent me money. Well, thank you. Love to see that. Thank you, Jasper. But yeah, as soon as it bought all those plates, I mean, that train just stole all me money. So we'll have to see if that problem's been fixed or not in this game, kind of as my economy gets worse. For lack of a better word. But I think it's time. We're gonna snake up, and then interesting. Well, snaking up the up and around is not gonna be. It's not going to do exactly what I want because the height level setup, that's interesting. Logistically, I understand why they would do that and limit that, but yeah, we can go around. But if we just go through, it'll just make a tunnel. It's $1 million tunnel right there. So if you go, it's control and scroll, go higher and lower, which is going to make you have a grade, and it's not going to be... Yeah, because you just have these discrete heights that it can go to. That's kind of weird. The slope is too long. Oh. Huh. That looks a little silly. I'm not sure how I feel about the height stuff on this. So we'll just... I think we'll just build around, and then maybe when we have a little money, then we'll screw with being funny. Anyway, we'll build that. We need to build the station. Oh, which reminds me, there was another feature that I noticed that's actually pretty cool about the office building thing. So we'll have to take a gander at that in just a minute here. But let's get this built up, and let's start moving steel so we can make some more money. God, that's going to be a long run for an 080. That's going to be a very long run for an 080. Oh god, and we need to improve the throughput of this junction. This just sucks. Anyway, okay. Go to Pasadena, buy the train, buy locomotive, purchase. And then we gotta go route, and then we want to go to Glendale, that's where the steel is, and then we pick up the steel. Do we just load it to the gills and just have it go stupid slow? Or, I don't know, 30 km/h? Let's target for 30. That's pretty depressingly slow, if I'm honest, but that's all right. And North Las Vegas does not have anything else. Okay, well, so it'll just be a one-way trip. Although I could have it pick up some grain on the way back. Let's do that. Oh, God, most of these trains haven't made any money. It's fine. Okay, so then we will go add a station. Oh, you can add checkpoints. You can add waypoints. Oh, that's so smart. You can pick the route for the train. Thank God. That was so annoying in the original game. All right, then we'll load up on some grains. And then do we want to dump those off at Glendale? We'll dump them off at Glendale. They want some. Why not? Save us a stop. Yeah. So in the original game, like if you built a loop track some reason, if you built the narrow gauge circle, like if we were to run from Glendale to Euless to back to Shawnee or something, the train would just pick the shortest route, and sometimes that would hose you over on traffic. Like you try and build a dedicated cutoff, and it like to avoid the clog of the network stares at this Y. There's just a phantom smoke trail there. Weird. Anyway, you would do that. And then it would just suck. Like they would pick whatever, so you can add a waypoint now. That's cool. Okay, so this guy, Pasadena, it's got my office in it. I chose where to put it right at the beginning of the episode. So the neat thing is it has a number of effects on the city that you're in. You can construct a representative office in another town, which I don't know what that means. Find out, I guess. Train stations are cheaper, which can we have multiple per town? I wonder. Depots are significantly cheaper in your base town because they're very expensive. It's like $500,000 at another town. And then all building construction costs less. That's really cool. So that's a neat update there. Let's see. Can we... Let's try and build a second station here. See what happens. Where? How do I do that? I was just doing this. List of stations, build new. There we go. No, okay, so you can only have one. So that seems reasonable enough. Okay, so I'm gonna check in on the geology guys. They've explored it and they found quartz. Okay, we'll set up the mining. A mining establishment? Oh, and it's not gonna be associated with the town. Okay, in that plot, or you could add it to a town, or you can just stick up. Oh, well, that's cool. There. Oh, we're built. Oh, it just makes a new town. Oh man! But now we have to name it. This is the hardest choice I've ever had in a video game. Quartz. What? I'm gonna have to workshop this for a minute. I've picked a name, as you can read, and I just kept holding down the U button, and it did that, and Q! I named the town after Dusty's cat. Q! Except I don't think Q has anywhere near that many U's, and I also don't know actually how they spell the cat's name. But that boy, he is just a delightful, human newborn-sized, gigantic fat kitty who has literally, the lights are on, but there is nothing going on in there. And he's not even an orange cat. It's bizarre. But anyway. Okay, so we've got quartz. So now, where does that need to go again? Let's look. It needs to go down there. That's, oh, but we'll need it to make the brick, but there's a glassworks there. Okay, well that's a big town, and it's kind of out of the way, but the network is getting larger. The whole thing is happening here. We're doing the capitalist train adventure. Did I make a second clay train? Did I do that? I set it up to do that, but I don't think I ever bought one. No, I didn't. No, I did not. How's our 440 doing? Does it make the dollary dues with the passenger trains? We sold the people. That's a choice. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna get another train going. We'll copy number 6, figure it out. I want you. There we go. Yes, another one. Pow. It's me. I'm the problem. This junction, I've sat here watching it for just the past couple minutes, and the throughput is just not even existent whatsoever. So I think we're gonna need to blitz through it, delete it, just make that double track to there. It's gonna help. It's gonna help all the things. I think that's gonna be a big fix. And then maybe we'll double track our first station. I want to see how that works too. Goodness. Yeah, so, okay. Let's just, I wonder if, can you delete tracks out from underneath trains? I wonder if that's a thing. Whatever. We'll get rid of these bits. Oh, that's a little interesting how it makes some of these cuts, but that's okay. We'll delete all those guys. Oh, crap. Well, we can't delete that one yet because it's going to confuse train 14. So I guess we will leave that there for now. And then we will continue with our alt mode here. Just get this guy built across and do that. Okay, so you can't confirm while a train is on top, which that seems fair because it's got to modify all the logic and whatnot. So now there's that, which is great. And we will continue. I'm just trying to pause while I build just so I don't mess anything up too bad here. It's gonna be a little bit of a train chicane. It's fine. Oh, I can't confirm it while the train's there. Okay, well that's seems fair. Oh God. Okay, how do we make a decent looking junction like this? There we go. Well, None of this is gonna be that great. Oh god. Oh boy. The speeds through here are not ideal, but that's all right. We will fix this spaghetti at some point. Let's scrap that rail. Let's get rid of that. That's crap. This is all crap. This is all garbage. Oh goodness. Let's just delete that leg of this Y basically entirely and then start over. Well, do we want to balance speed or, yeah, 20? 20's not fast, but it's, but we want to keep things somewhat close. Let's go 30. We'll do that. And then, okay, do that, and we can't, oh, it would delete the switch. Okay, I see how it is. That's fine. We will delete the switch. No one's currently in my interlocking, so we can do that. So we will just get rid of the garbage here. Yeah, just burn it all down. Burn it all down. Yeah, I wonder... Yeah, it won't let me delete that because there's a train on it, which seems reasonable. Okay. Alright, now that we've cleaned this out, we'll have to see if the trains freak out when we do this and finish it up. That'll be the interesting thing. That can go to there. That can go... Well... That's going to make that switch unnecessarily long, and then that's going to... not sparking joy in some of this, but that's okay. Okay, ba-doop, ba-doop, ba-doop. There we go. It's not a hideous-looking double-track Y, but I'm not really thrilled with how big it is. But that's... You know, it's a darn sight better than what we had before, so we're just going to run with it. And we'll give some signals intermediate here. With the one-way, it shouldn't cause problems. And then we should get some amount of sectional release through this interlocking this way. And what I mean by that is we're treating it basically as 3 separate little signalized intersections rather than one big one, which is what we were doing before, which was crappy and was not going to allow for any throughput. Now trains should be able to run pretty well through it. Let's see what happens. Are the trains going to be confused or will they work? No, they seem fine. So now the interesting thing will be, yeah, when it is in this interlocking, it put that guy to stop. It shouldn't have put that guy at green. That's a little interesting on the logic side, but that's a huge improvement there. So, and then that'll help with trains coming into the station. It's great. So let's take a look at what this looks like as another track on the station. How do we do that? It's not in the options there. It's not a facility. Add track is a button. Okay. Let's do. Pow, it just does that. Okay. And so now we've got 2 tracks. That's lovely. Let's delete this and we'll see. This worked in the old game. Hopefully it'll work in this one too. Where when you do that, you can have one way in and out and it'll still be able to turn the train around just fine. So hopefully that'll work. Oh, hang on. I meant to make those one way. But we can just do that. Haha. Oh, and then you can change side and then remove... Oh, I am just floored with this game, guys. I don't know if you could tell. But let's take a look-see here. Train 11 runs in there. Uh-oh, train 12 broke en route. I'll have to figure out where train 12 is and go see what that looks like. Okay. Everybody's loading up. Well, fueling up. Or buying coal. I mean, yeah. No, they're buying coal from the coal mine. And is it going to leave on the right track or the left track? The right track as the correct track. Yes, perfect. So it came in one way. It'll leave out the other way. That's cool. And I imagine they're working on the effect there so we don't just get a train that fades in out of the ether there. I'm sure with a little lighting tweak they can get that in a detail for early access things. Why are all those signals red? And the train's just sending it, bud. Okay. Well, there's some oddities there on the signal side of things, but that's okay. That's interesting. Like I said, early access, it's not perfect, but it's honestly pretty good. Let's see about train 12 now. Is it still broken? It is. Oh, you broke in a very inconvenient place. Oh, and it's also the train that we've decided to burn down. Oh, holy crap. It is... wow. Yeah, that thing is toast. Okay, so maybe we don't totally burn it down. That's fine. Go, choo-choo, go. Go get fixed, please. Yeah, let's see. 2 locomotives at a time, that seems wise. Cool. All right. That's fun and interesting. Well, I'm going to keep going here, and I'm going to try and see if we can get some delivery-yays going on here. Figure out the brick situation. Hopefully some of these cities get bigger soon. So... All right, our next piece of optimization here is here at Bryan, which is right on kind of our main here. It's smack in the middle, and it's a single track station, and a ton of trains are running through it. So let's add another track to this guy. And it looks like, goodness, I mean, there's enough space to probably get 5 or 6 tracks. I don't know how many, so, whatever. Anyway. Yeah, see, oh my god, the signal spacing there is atrocious. Yeah, we need to get a little bit more on the signalized side of things here to fix some of these problems. Yeah, there's a train on this. It's a track, not a road, but you know, that's fine. Pow. Okay, and then we'll delete this guy. Oh, it's got a train on it still. Okay, there we go. And now let's get some more signals figured out here. Both one-ways. And then we'll tighten up our distances on these intermediates here. The signals are $1,000, so I mean, burn it down. We got 1.1 mil. Oh, wow. Where did all this money come from? What do you mean I'm running a profitable railroad? That's funny. Give them a little more spacing there, and hopefully things keep flowing here. And we've almost made enough on the pottery. It's fine, we'll get there. Okay, interesting. So if you click on the actual town itself, it'll tell you kind of everything that's going on here, what businesses there are, and then how many people there are, construction tax, and I mean, God, you can see the buildings are going up like right here, like as we speak. That's pretty cool. What a neat little thing. There's a lot of cool UI stuff here in this game. Though I guess my question is, at what point does it make us an industry land spot? I decided to connect to yet another city, Carrollton, which has got some logs. And I bought a bunch of log trains, and now I'm realizing that I don't have a passing track for them in there, which is stupid, so let's fix that. We'll do it where there's not a giant cut that has to be made. And track is cheap. Delays are not. So we'll just do that. Oh, there's a train on it. Get out of me way. There we go. Pow. And then... why did he stop instantaneously? Oh. Interesting. It's a little run without signals, I guess. Even with... as soon as there's a second track. That's a little strange, but okay. And then that will get us going there. There we go. All right. And we're almost there. Pottery, $490,000. Yay. Oh, look at that. We've made a change here. Bryan now demands passengers. Bryan wants passengers. So over 10,000, that's when you get passenger service. Okay. Cool. Well, we've only got the one passenger train on the railroad, and it's quite silly. I should probably update the 440 wherever it is. We haven't done enough research yet, so we'll get that set up and get some more passenger trains running. I was just clicking around after I got everything upgraded, and you can see just all of the upgrades from science that have happened here. And they've got this cool little rendered scene to tell you about all the stings on the choo-choo. That's really, really cool. And then I named it Speedy Boy. But the nice thing is, with the upgrades, we're actually going to be able to pull 3 passenger cars, not just 2. Although, isn't that a typical deal? The passenger train, which hasn't even loaded yet, stuck behind stuck behind one of those guys. So, it's funny. Slow choo-chins. Many slow choo-chins. But hopefully some plot will open up at some point. I don't know what how many humans you have to have in order to get a industry land spot. Because apparently there aren't any. Social lands, there's none of those, and there's no industry lands as well. So, yeah, I guess they just have to spawn in that way, so thank God. We got the pottery done, finally. It was interesting. Every time it would buy something, it would decrease the profit, and it was like the wandering target, which a little bit strange there, but, you know, that's okay. And, you know, I don't know if we're going to get to the brickworks this episode or not. And of course, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If you enjoy this game, if you've played it, if you played the first game, and if you'd like to see a series on this game, because it's always fun to rotate through stuff and experience new things. It's a little bit more railroad management. There's still plenty to see. And if not, maybe we'll just play it on some live streams. I believe it is multiplayer, or at least that's the plan. The original one was 2-player multiplayer at least. So maybe we'll get some of that stuff rolling too. So let me know what you think. So, I started getting my inner Pennsylvania Railroad on, and so we're doing what will soon be a quad track main, which is very fun. But unfortunately, I think I found a bug, which I'm trying to build in that next track here, and at certain spots, it says it can't be built because it's near a junction, and the junction's on the other track. So that's a little strange, but looks like it was kind of intermittent, so we'll just do that. Ka-tunk, ka-tunk, ka-tunk. In the older game, it was really important to keep the segments short on your track, but it doesn't seem that's the case in this anymore. Logistically, for cuts and tunnels and all the stuffs that way, it might still matter significantly. But for the actual logic of the trains, it doesn't matter, because for trains following trains, you didn't really pick signaling in that version of the game. You just had to lay down what you had to lay down. It was kind of silly. It was a big struggle because the signals would just get spaced based on how short the segments were automatically, and you just picked the traffic direction on each track. So you couldn't really space them out how you wanted to, but now you can just build the track super long and just have the signals wherever the heck you want, which is a huge improvement. Some of the logic in the old game was just frustrating. So that said, building this in one stretch might be a challenge because it's continuously telling me there's a train on the road, probably because the interlocking at the Y. So I might have to do this in chunks, which that's a little bit annoying because now I'm gonna have to. Oh, nope, never mind. Got it. It's like I'm gonna have to do some stupid stuff otherwise. But anyways, we'll pause real quick before the trains all freak out about everything that's going on, and I'll get this all signalized up here. So I've been watching for a little bit now, and it seems that there is a little bit of no rhyme or reason to how things go when you have a quad main. I'm not sure if the trains just pick either way. I assume that they're always going to take the shortest route, but they seem all over the place on whether or not they run down the middle line or the outer line. It seems like every other maybe they swap, which I guess that would make some amount of sense. But I was thinking about doing specifically, you know, the fast track and then the slow track, right? So run the passenger trains on the inside and then the freights on the outside, which is, well, but then I didn't do enough switches there to actually properly do that. But anyway, yeah, it seems like they just kind of choose whatever the heck, which, I mean, hey, that still works, but I would have to set up and manage all the routes to make it prototypical, which I kind of wish there was some more functionality there. So maybe something that the devs could possibly look at, where maybe you can set a speed target on a track or something. I don't know. Not sure how you'd code any of that sort of stuff. Or managing specific routes over it might be nice. I don't know. But yeah, because I'd have to go and add waypoints for every train that runs on this quad main now to tell them to go which track to go down, and that sounds tedious. So as much as I wanted to have the fast trains on one track and the slow trains on the other track, I think I'm just gonna let it be. So it's still neat though. And quad main is pretty freaking funny, honestly. Everybody's got malfunctions. It's fine. Alright, folks. Well, I don't know if it's a bug or if I just have to keep waiting and keep growing towns, but I'm still not getting an industry land to spawn anywhere. So shrug. Maybe that's the problem. Oh goodness, Brian is on the fast track when you supply everything that they desire. That's scooting. Although now they want flour, and I don't think we're making flour yet. But anyway, I don't know if the industry land's ever going to spawn, or if it's just a matter of more time. We've been playing for quite a bit now. Let's see, total playtime on Steam I have is 4 hours, and I only really played previously for about 90 minutes tops, maybe an hour. So I don't know if that's a bug for the devs or if it's just slow. I would recommend maybe altering it so that things might be there specifically. And now Brian wants goodness, they're so Brian is so demanding. So shrug. Hopefully that'll happen at some point, but I think I'm pretty much out of time to record this video for today. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of overview and a little bit of a let's play here in Railroad Corporation 2. And again, shout out to the devs for shooting me a key to the game, of course. And yeah, they're not going to watch this or review this or anything. This is just my honest thoughts, and I honestly really enjoy this. It's what a fun railroad management sim. I mean, it took everything that was frustrating about the first game and got rid of it, and they've added more stuff. So more to come in the future on the game, but goodness, I'm having fun playing it, so hopefully you will too if you've been looking for a railroad sim. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. We'll catch you all next time.
Tell me this game was made in old country without telling me. Da.